Hey guys, it's Katie here with Life in the Mundane. I am so glad that you are here today and watching my video. If you like videos on homeschooling, home management, parenting, things like that, then please check out my channel, subscribe down below, and click the little bell notification down below to be notified when new videos come out. I post videos every Wednesday and Saturday, and today we're talking about a topic that is really important, and I see a lot of confusion come around this topic around this time of year. But it is back to school shopping time. A lot of people are shopping for curriculum, and we're all looking for ways to save money on homeschool curriculum. I mean, because none of us are made of money. Money doesn't grow on trees, just like our dads used to say, but we are trying to find ways to save money. However, one of the best ways to save money is by buying used curriculum. And yet, I see so many people make some really critical mistakes when buying used curriculum. Today, I'm going to share with you some of the pitfalls that I see people falling into when it comes to buying used curriculum and how can you do it, but do it wisely. So you're not going to end up spending more than you would have in the beginning, and you're not going to end up frustrating yourself by not having all the material you need or not having material that matches up. So let's get started. Now, there are lots of ways you can save money. You can use free curriculum. You can use the library as a great resource to check things out. You can borrow from friends, all sorts of things like that. But one of the number one ways to save money on curriculum is to buy used. Many years ago, we decided that we wanted to really research and pick the curriculum that was right for our kids. And we really wanted to do that regardless of the cost. Now, that being said, while we didn't want to keep the cost, we didn't want the cost to keep us from considering a curriculum, and we have picked some that are a little more pricey, like All About Reading. We really wanted to make sure that when we did that we still stay within a budget. And those might sound like contrary ideas, but you really can do both. You just have to be smart about how you do it. And so I started discovering how to buy curriculum new or used and kind of how to do that. And I want to share that, those tips and advice, and honestly, a lot of learning by mistakes. Like, I don't want this to come off as, oh, how dare anybody think to do this? Because I did it. I've done a lot of these, or I've seen others do it and get frustrated. And so I just want to share that with you guys in hopes that it might save you some frustration later down the road. Couple of things that I see quite frequently is people get excited about wanting to buy used, but they don't know where. The first and foremost, I would say the best scenario is a homeschool used book sale, because you're going to be able to shop a lot of different people at the same time. It's just basically where a whole bunch of homeschool moms come together. They usually have a table and they're selling their curriculum. So the nice thing is you get a wide variation of curriculum. You get to flip through it all. You get to see what condition it's in. And usually there's a sense of being able to get to haggle. This is a great time to really be able to see what you're getting. But there are also great things like eBay, Facebook Marketplace. There's Facebook buy and sell trade groups for just homeschool curriculum in general that you can just search on Facebook, but there are also specific groups for most types of curriculum. So you want to go buy My Father's World, you can go find a group for that. But be sure to read the rules to make sure it is a buy and sell trade group before you start posting, asking to buy things, because some don't allow that. So just make sure you're in the right kind of group before you start. So that's where you can find used curriculum. You can also, again, throw it out there on Facebook, see if other friends and your moms in co-op or something have something they're done with and ready to sell. That's another way you can do it as well. But those are ways you can find the used curriculum. But now you found it, what do? The first thing, before you buy anything, I beg and plead with you, know what you need, and I mean everything you need, and know how much it costs new. Know how much it costs new if you buy things individually, and know how much it costs new if you buy things in a package. Because usually if you buy in a package, you can save some dollars. Sometimes it's $5, sometimes it's $100. So make sure you know what that package price is, and then know what things cost individually. A lot of companies offer a fantastic warranty. IEW, along with a few other companies, offers like a lifetime warranty. Like if you buy the curriculum and it sits on your shelf for 5 years, and then you're like, oh, I never really used this, you can send it back for a full refund. All About Reading, if you buy their curriculum and you lose, a letter tile or something like that, they'll send you replacements for free, up to so many tiles. So there's just a lot of things like that you cannot get if you purchase through a third-party seller or purchase it used. So consider that cost as well. And when I say know what you need, Know each element of what you need, because what I've seen oftentimes is people will go in and they'll say, oh, I can buy the teacher book here and I'll just buy the student book and the materials later. But what they don't realize is that maybe some of the materials for the student book aren't sold separately. You need to buy it all in one kit. So they'll buy the teacher book and a portion of the student materials, but realize that the other portion of the student materials only come in a package and end up having to buy it new or go without. Also, be aware of knowing what edition you are getting. Honestly, using older editions is a great way to save money. Getting the latest and greatest edition is not a bad thing, and usually you can save a few bucks by going back a generation on your curriculum. However, just know, does it come with the consumable materials that you need? And if it doesn't, can you still purchase the consumable materials? There was a curriculum that came out and I bought it used. I was so excited. I went to go buy the student material and started hearing rumors that they were coming out with a new edition. And so because of that, I bought what I needed consumable-wise for my children, but I also bought an extra book to have so that when I go to sell it, when I'm all done with it and I go to sell it myself, I have a brand new student material book to go with it, so that for those who want to purchase it, they don't have to worry about the fact that it's out of print anymore. Be sure that you are getting matching editions, or if you're not, be sure that you are getting something that can work together. So anything can work together. You can make it work together. But some things are going to require a lot of work on your part to do that, or a lot of stretching, and it can be very painful. And other things, different companies will make like transition guides. Like, okay, if you have the older teacher's manual to this and the newer student book, you can just simply do this here and here and here. So just be aware of those things when you guys are looking through the materials that you'll need, and whether a lot will depend on whether something is consumable or not. Be sure when you are buying used curriculum, especially off of Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist or things like that where you do not know the seller, be sure to always pay with PayPal. And pay with PayPal either through an invoice that they send you, or by selecting the paying for products and services, not through friends and family. Because what PayPal does is, if you select that you're paying through products and services, it does give the person on the other end a small surcharge. It won't cost you any extra, but it will give them a little bit less. But it gives you peace of mind. If they do not ship out that curriculum to you, you can automatically go to PayPal and put up a dispute. Yes, you can do that with your bank if you do it, with your debit card or something. But typically PayPal will refund you while they fight it out for you, and they deal with that seller on their own. Whereas if you do it through Facebook, if you do it through other things, you could end up being stuck. Most people who I buy from, I've actually personally never had a problem with buying from people I don't know online, but there are definitely people out there that are looking to scam you. If it looks too good to be true, it probably is. Just know that. But just be careful with how you pay and what kind of information that you release to these complete strangers. So just be aware of that. Don't be afraid to ask questions. I see a lot of people who jump on and they say, yes, I'll take it, but they forget to ask those questions like, does it have writing in it? And is it bent up? Is it in pretty good shape? Is the binding split? Things like that. So just be aware of these things. Again, getting dented and scratched and highlighted in books is a great way to save money. I have bought books like that on purpose because I want to save the extra money. But just knowing that stuff ahead of time is much, much better than being surprised when you realize that it comes with everything but one piece and you can't buy that piece separate. So just be aware, ask questions, make sure that you're comfortable with the situation, and do not fall into the trap of buyer's remorse. Okay, so sometimes we're not gonna like the curriculum we picked. That's not the kind of buyer's remorse I'm talking about. I'm talking about a buyer's remorse when it comes to buying something, because we're like, okay, we know that it costs $50 brand new, and I got it for $30, which, yay, $20 savings. And then the next day, after I've paid the person already, it pops up in a better condition with some extras with it for $20. And I am like crushed and second guessing myself, and don't do it. This is why it's important to know what your original cost would have been. Know what that is, know what your budget is, and know that if you purchase curriculum, the curriculum you want, you purchase it for less than purchasing price, and you purchase it within your budget, you've done good. Is there going to be something better out there? Maybe. But that's okay. It can bless someone else's family. The last way we'll say to save money and also just be aware with curriculum is buying digital curriculums. There's a lot of curriculums now that are offered as PDFs or ebooks, things like that, that are printable for your family. Just remember that those kinds of curriculums cannot be resold. Typically that goes against the copyright and cannot be transferred to someone else. So yes, you may save money with that, and I have done that with several curriculums. I have purchased the digital curriculum because it was cheaper than buying the physical copy, but I cannot resell that. And just knowing that ahead of time to make you aware of that, if your goal is to hopefully get your money back out of it, that it is against the copyright to do that. So please, please, please be aware of that. We don't ever want to break rules. Again, we don't want to cause these companies any harm whatsoever. My goal is to build them up as much as I can, and never to tear them down or chip away at their business. So we don't sell digital curriculum or share digital curriculum, and be aware that if something is missing pages or things like that, you may try to contact the company and see if they can send you some photocopies, but honestly, you're probably just going to have to figure out another plan or erase pencil mark or something like that, because to get photocopies of that is really against copyright. And again, we want to stay above board with everything that we do. Also, while I enjoy buying used and saving some money, know that it is a great support to the companies that put out this curriculum when we buy new from the curriculum. It is a vote with our dollars to say that this is valuable, this is something we want and need. And there's nothing wrong with buying used curriculum, and like I said, I do it for a lot of different things, but I also do try as much as I can to purchase even some things from the company, some supplemental things or things like that, and trying to vote with my dollars with that, and letting them know how much I appreciate it. I always make sure to do lots of Instagram posts and Facebook posts showing off the curriculum and how much I love it, just sort of giving that brand awareness and letting them know how much I appreciate it. But for those who it's tight and you just really need to be able to stay within your budget, that's okay. You can buy used and it'll be all right. Just couple of things. I hope those are helpful to you. I hope that you've never had a bad experience with buying used curriculum, and I hope that this will help you have a positive experience in the future. If you guys have other tips, always feel free to drop them below. I by far do not have all the answers. I just like to share from my personal experience and what I have learned through my years of homeschooling and being homeschooled as a child myself. So be sure to comment below if this video has been helpful, like, share it, and always subscribe if you haven't had a chance to do that yet. I really appreciate you watching the video, and I will talk to you guys next week. Bye.